Okay, so I've got this character here into Maya. I just did some quick touch-ups and fix up some texture stuff because it's been bothering me. Gave him a nice black dot. Everybody needs a black dot. Okay, so first off, let's check it out. See if it's rendering. So I've got this in Vray. The Vray frame buffer has come up. Okay, depends on where you are if you've got this frame buffer or not, or you can, when you look in the settings here at the very bottom, there's use Vray frame buffer, just another render window. Okay, got to make sure that here in Vray in the global options, my render viewport subdivision's on. Okay, because otherwise I get this faceted look. So let's render this again. Okay, so now he's smooth. You're also seeing oh, great. A scan has just started. Wonderful. You're also seeing the displacement map working. Okay, really well. And so we're getting this nice smooth model. Everything's working. Okay, great. And what else do we need to do in here? We'll come back to that. Okay, and this is working fine. Everything's a little bit too shiny. There's also... I guess right now I've got light on from the camera, so I got a default light on. You could go in the render settings, V-Ray, lights here. If I turn that off now when I render. Oh, I'm smoking crack. This is the new V-Ray, and auto, never! Oh, and I'm totally on crack. What have I forgotten? Hidden lights. Oh, there it is. Default lights. Okay, great. So you just turn that off, and now we just get black. Okay, great. Escape! Okay. So we've got a shiny surface, and we've got some kind of... We don't have any lights. Right now what I might do, just to get in a fast light here, I'm going to go in here to create lights, and I'm going to throw in the V-Ray dome light. Okay? Simple, simple light. And if I go in and I render now... Get the viewport up. Okay, and I get absolutely nothing for no reason at all. Okay, now was that because I went and I turned off those other couple of options? Lights, auto. Let's try it again. Yes! Okay. So there's our dome light, and it kind of gives us a kind of a fake global illumination. Okay. And I also might just go in here to create V-Ray. I'm going to create their infinite plane. And because right now you're seeing this black, he's not standing on the ground. And boop. Now when I render, we get some ground. Okay. And if I do see a lot of noise on here, I can go into the light. Just Control A. And I got the plane on. I think the light's right down in here. And I thought the light was right there. Okay, let's just do focus. And why is that not coming up? Right here. Deselect. Okay, for whatever reason, there. Anyway, the if you look down here, the subdivs, that's what's making it noisy. I can crank that up afterwards. I'll crank it up maybe, I don't know what, we'll try 24 and then I'll try 32. But I'm just trying to smooth it out. But right now while we're doing this, I just want to keep it low at 8 so that we can render quickly and get a quick idea what we're doing. Okay, so now I got light in here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my body and let's throw on a new material. And this time around, I don't want to explain too much stuff, so I'm going to stick with the basic simple one, V-Ray material. Okay, and you'll see when I render, let's go and put on a box here so we can just render that one bit. Boop. Okay, nice and gray. It's a little bit darker. Okay, wonderful. And I'm going to go into the hyper shade. Boop. And I'll just graph that material. There's the V-Ray material. Actually, where's this one right here? If I go ahead and I hit these both at the same time, that looks a little bit messy. Okay. So let's try it like this. What if I put this one back on? And then I went ahead and I hit graph. and I didn't have anything selected, so I have to hit graph while I have something selected. Okay, great. Now I'm going to bring the Vray material down here, and then I'm going to put it back on him. Okay, there. Okay, so we can see the network, and let's truck this over here. Let's get the attribute editor open. I'll grab this little puppy here. And what do we got? We've got diffuse color. So I'm going to hook up the texture map onto diffuse color. Okay. I don't have the normal map plugged in. It would be plugged into the bump mapping thing, but whatever. I'm taking that out. Boop. And this thing, if I can find the shader group, I hit this little button here. I can usually find the shader group, and there it is. I can middle click the displacement node and pop it into displacement material. Okay. And now it's hooked up. And let's check and see what it looks like. So, with the new render settings, oh yes, okay, I'll even turn that little thing off there. Maybe I'll put this one on here, and when I render, moves my cursor, wherever my cursor is, it'll start to render out that area, looking a little desaturated. Okay, I'm gonna hit escape. Oh, that makes me think one other thing. When I'm doing the renders, the boxes are quite big. I have noticed that when I'm using the settings here, 64 renders a bit slower, 32 renders a bit faster. You'll see that when I render now, it's not big boxes, it's small boxes, and it renders a little bit quicker. Okay, one other thing we got to keep an eye on here is things look a little bit muted. Okay, and it's because on the color texture here, if I go into the attributes, Vray, there's a thing called texture input gamma. And if I look down at the very bottom, extra Vray attributes 2.2, you'll see now when I render, and here I'll render out just a portion of it so that you can see. Don't think I'm lying. Now when I render, I get the fully saturated color. Yes! Okay. I compare muted, unmuted. Here, I'll turn that thing off again. Now I can render. Okay. And there you go. Sometimes I might even find, I don't know if it actually will affect the displacement map, but if I go into attributes, Vray, allow gamma, I don't think it should, but you never know. Whoop. Yeah, it actually seems to be affecting this. I might have to go in and zoom in and take a good look-see-poo, but it is changing something. The displacement was working. Actually, what if I turn that off? Enable, disable, and just gonna zoom in. Maybe don't zoom in on the black dot. Zoom in on the face. Okay, I don't have my eyeballs in place or any of the other pieces. Okay, but that's looking okay. Let's hit escape, and I just want to see what happens when I put on the gamma. It is changing a bit of the definition. No, actually in this case here, I think the gamma is doing bad things. I'm looking at the ear, and if I turn that off, okay, actually I don't know if I'm speaking far too far away from the microphone. Okay, I just turned it off. Actually, yeah, don't turn that on in the displacement. So, there we have it. And then, anything else I want to do in here? I think I'll be okay. My render seems to be working, and after I get all my other pieces in, and my teeth and stuff, what I can do is I can figure out what I want to render. Okay, so I just put on this little button over here so I can see exactly what my viewport's going to see. Okay, great. And maybe got a dome in here. What if I just take all my geometry and I go in, edit, group, timing at 9 minutes, group, and I'll give myself 120 frames, maybe 200. Okay, right, whatever I want to do. 1. And if I go here to the group, rotate Y, and I go in and I key select it, I go to the last frame, type in 360. Okay, right click, key selected. I should also check my graph editor because it's got those auto keys on, and I hate that. Let's go to spline, it'll go straight. So when I'm pressing play, it'll rotate around. Okay, and I'm happy. And then my final steps, I just go in here to Vray Common. We could do a PNG if you want to, or Targa. I found that even JPEG here should be fine. I find that Targa sometimes, I like them for my final renders, but when I'm doing these little test renders like this, a high quality JPEG is fine! Because when you hand in files to me, they just start getting too big with Targas. And you can make them whatever size you want. We're using the perspective camera. Ooh, look at all the presets we've got. And we want to make it so that, where is it? Animation. Turn on animation. Render animation only in batch mode. Okay, because otherwise it'll, as we do these test renders, it'll start going through the whole thing. Start frame 1. End frame 200. Actually, there isn't that weird progressive thing, is there? It's on adaptive here. Okay, wonderful. And then all I have to do is switch over into rendering, render, and I can hit batch render, and away we go. It starts rendering it out. And that's it. Okay, getting it into Maya, making it work. Yeah. That's the end of my little video. Okay.